You know that utilities folder on your iPhone? Yeah, the one that gets ignored with the compass and voice memos. Well, there's a super powerful tool tucked away in there that you've probably scrolled past 100 times. Today, we're finally opening up the Measure app to figure something out. Is this thing a gimmick, or is it a genuine game changer? Oh, we have all been there. You're in a store, or maybe you're scrolling online, and you see it, the perfect couch. But then that little nagging voice of doubt starts whispering in your head, will it actually fit? And suddenly you're trying to do mental gymnastics, picturing your living room, maybe even doing that awkward foot-to-foot measurement thing. It's that classic, frustrating moment of uncertainty. And that is the exact problem this little pre-installed app promises to solve. The whole idea behind the Measure app is to be the answer. It's meant to be a ruler, a tape measure that lives on your phone, ready to go whenever you need a quick answer. No more rummaging through that messy junk drawer, right? Honestly, using it feels a little bit like magic. You just open the app, your camera fires up, and after it gets a quick look at the room, you just point and tap to drop a line. The whole point is to make measuring something physical feel as easy as sending a text. But what's really going on behind the scenes? How does it actually work? Right, so how is your phone seeing and measuring stuff in the real world? It's not actually magic, even though it sure feels like it. The technology behind it is something you've probably heard of. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's powering this virtual tape measure. The secret sauce here is something called augmented reality. You've probably heard it called AR. This is what lets your phone's camera do more than just see the room. It helps it to understand it. It maps out the surfaces and distances and basically creates a digital playground where it can lay down a virtual ruler and give you a measurement right on your screen. Now, what's really interesting is that not all iPhones measure the same way. A standard iPhone uses its camera and some seriously clever software to kind of estimate the depth of things. But the Pro models, they've got a superpower, a LiDAR scanner. Think of it like a tiny invisible laser system that creates a super accurate 3D map of the space around you. And as you can guess, that means way faster and more precise measurements. And that word precision is really, really important here. Because look, as cool as this technology is, it has its limits. Even Apple is upfront about it. They say the measurements are approximate. So how close are we talking? Let's manage some expectations. You know, I saw this quote from Mashable that just nails it perfectly. The Measure app is an amazing tool for getting a quick gauge of something, but it is not here to make your trusty old tape measure obsolete. Think of it as a handy sidekick, not the hero of the story. Check this out. Here's a perfect real-world example. A MacBook display is actually 13.3 inches. The app measured it at around 13 inches. I mean, that is incredibly close. It's definitely good enough to know if it'll fit in your backpack. But would you build a custom precision-fit case based on that number? Probably not. That small difference, well, that's the whole point. And if you need more proof, just glance at its App Store rating. 3.1 stars isn't awful, but it tells you people are having mixed results. You have to figure a lot of that frustration comes from people who expected it to be perfectly precise, when it was really designed for those quick, convenient estimates. Okay, so we know it's not perfect. But the real question is, how can we get the best possible result from it? Because you actually can. It turns out there are a few simple tricks that can take your measurement from a wild guess to a really solid approximation. All right, here are the keys. First, lighting is everything. The camera needs to see clearly. Next, slow and steady wins the race. No jerky movements. Also, try to stay in the sweet spot, somewhere between 2 and 10 feet away from what you're measuring. The app loves things with clear, flat edges, like a desk or a picture frame. And here's the real pro tip. If you're measuring something tricky, don't trust the automatic detection. Place the start and end points yourself. You'll get so much more control. And all of this really boils down to a bigger idea: using the right tool for the right job. The app is all about incredible convenience, while a traditional tape measure is all about craftsmanship. The thing is, they aren't in competition with each other. They just serve two totally different and equally valid purposes. So here's the simple breakdown. You pull out the Measure app for those quick estimates, like when you're out shopping, or for that initial will the couch fit question. But when you need absolute precision, we're talking about hanging pictures, cutting lumber, any kind of professional project, you reach for that good old-fashioned tape measure, every time. So the crucial takeaway is this: the iPhone Measure app is a triumph of convenience. It's a fantastic, brilliant tool for getting a quick, approximate idea of size when you don't have a tape measure handy. But it is not, and was never meant to be, a tool for precise craftsmanship. And that kind of leaves us with a bigger thought, doesn't it? In a world that is obsessed with getting instant answers, what's the role of close enough? This little app really embodies that question perfectly. Is getting a pretty good answer right now better than getting a perfect answer later? It's definitely something to think about.